Good morning, children. Welcome back to our English class. So, are you all excited to know what is going to happen in part 2? Yes, even I am excited too. So, I'm very sure that you must have told the story to your parents, and even they must be excited to go through this particular part 2 as well. So, yes, children, as we know, this is lesson number 6 from your new voice, and the name of the lesson is Traveling with Grandfather's Zoo. And who is the writer? Yes, the writer is Ruskin Bond. Now, as we know, narrator is actually telling a story when he was small, and he is giving us the entire experience, his experience when he was traveling from Dehradun to Lucknow. Now, he was traveling to Lucknow in Lucknow Express along with his grandmother, grandfather, yes, narrator himself, and there is one more character which is about to be introduced. And few animals, these are the pets animal. It's parrot, Popeye, tiger, Timothy, chips, squirrel, and python. Now, students, we know that the part 1, till part 1, we had continued, wherein in the entire journey, narrator is actually hungry, and narrator wanted to eat something, so he is actually planning to open the tiffin basket. And as he opens the tiffin basket, he is surprised for what? Yes, he can see python inside. Yes, the same python which they had planned that they will keep the python at home. Sometimes it is risky to carry python along with them. But to his surprise, the python was sitting very happily curled inside the basket. The python was happy. The reason is he could get an opportunity to eat so many things. And what are the things? Ham sandwiches, boiled egg, roasted chicken, and gooseberry pie. Now, the writer is also surprised. Now, let's see what happens ahead. Come on, now we will just read the lesson and we will understand each and every sentence. Now, grandmother had insisted that we leave the python behind, and grandfather had let it loose in the garden. Somehow it managed to snuggle itself into the tiffin basket. Oh, so see how the python came inside? Grandmother actually insisted that they will not take python along with them to the journey. Python was supposed to be at home. And grandfather left the python loose in the garden. But somehow python could manage to go inside the tiffin basket. He managed to snuggle. Now, children over here, snuggle means comfortable position. That means comfortably, Python could actually enter the tiffin basket and he sat inside the basket. Now, over here, insisted means you are demanding something forcefully. That means grandmother insisted. That means she was very much forcefully telling the narrator and grandfather, please don't take Python along with us. Let Python be at home. Okay, now let's see what happens further. Well, what are you staring at? Asked grandfather from his corner. So, grandfather asked the narrator, what are you looking at? And what are you staring at? It's the python, I said, and it has finished all our dinner. The narrator was surprised and he told his grandfather that, look, all our dinner has been finished. Now, you can look at this picture, children, and see how the narrator and grandfather is actually surprised and they are staring at the tiffin basket. Now they are actually worried. The reason is they want to see what if grandmother gets up, right? So let's see what happens further. Grandfather joined me together. We looked down at what remained of the food. Now they both, grandfather and narrator are desperately looking out for, inside the tiffin to just see whether something has been left for the dinner. Is there anything which is remained of from the food? Python don't chew, they swallow. Yes, we all know children. Pythons, they don't chew, they just swallow. So definitely when they swallow something, you can actually, see, the distinctive shape of what they have eaten because they have got a very sleek body. Sleek means they have got a very smooth and glossy body. So let's see what happens. Outlined along the length of the large snake's sleek body were the distinctive shapes of a chicken, a pie, and six boiled eggs. Okay, so they could make out from the sleek body of Python that he had actually swollen the chicken, a pie, and six boiled eggs. Okay, now let's see what happens. We couldn't make out the ham sandwiches, but presumably these had been eaten too because there was no sign of them in the basket. Now they both are actually looking out for at least ham sandwiches should be there in the basket because they couldn't see ham sandwiches at all. But later on they did a guesswork, that is presume they had done a presumption that okay, he might have eaten the ham sandwiches as well. Only a few apples remained. Now they could see only few apples were actually lying inside the basket. Evidently, the python did not care for apples. So definitely python was not interested or keen to eat apples, and that is the reason apples were still there in the basket. Grandfather snapped the basket shut and pushed it back beneath the berth. So grandfather thought it's better to keep the basket beneath the berth. Why? Because they both are actually worried now what will happen when grandmother gets up. So let's see what happens further. We must not let grandmother see him, he said. She might think we brought him along on purpose. So the narrator said that I am very sure, I think that the grandmother shouldn't see him. She may think that we have brought Python with some purpose over here. Well, I'm hungry, I complained. He also said that it was me who had complained that I was hungry. Now, just then, Chips returned from one of his forays and presented me with a peanut. So, narrator was happy because a squirrel, whose name was Chips, actually, squirrel came with one of his quick foray from one of the passenger and brought a peanut. Now, foray over here means a quick kind of a raid. That's a attack. Now you know how squirrel keeps on running here and there and they snatch the things from the people. So the squirrel was having a peanut and squirrel gave this peanut to the narrator. The narrator was actually very happy. So let's see what the narrator says. Narrator said, "Thanks. If you keep bringing me peanuts all night, I might last until morning." So narrator said, "Okay, if you keep on giving me these peanuts, then I might be very much comfortable and relaxed till morning." The reason is because the narrator was actually very hungry. But it was not long before I felt sleepy. That means peanut were not much. So before he could feel sleepy, peanut actually got over. Now grandfather had begun to nod, and the only one who was wide awake was the squirrel. Now grandfather also slowly and steadily started sleeping, but the only one was squirrel, still intent on investigating distant compartments. So as we know, squirrel is always active. So squirrel kept on, investigating in various compartments here and there. So over here, student, the keyword intent means intention, with an intention on investigating to various compartments. Now let's see what happens. A little after midnight, there was a great clamor at the end of the corridor. That means the end of the corridor where this first class compartment was there, there was a lot of noise of the passengers over there. So grandfather and the narrator woke up. Timothy gloved in his sleep, and Popeye made complaining noises. So Timothy and Popeye, they both started making some noise in the sleep only while they were sleeping. Suddenly there were cries of "Sarp, sarp," that is snake, snake. Grandfather was on his feet in a moment. He looked under the berth. The tiffin basket was empty. Now grandfather suddenly got up and he just thought of checking the tiffin basket. And to his surprise, the basket was empty. And the passengers over there were screaming that "Sarp, sarp, snake, snake." Now let's see what happens, children. "The python's out," he said, and dashed out of our compartment in his pyjamas. Now, grandfather couldn't wait. So, grandfather just ran in his night suit, and he wanted to see what is happening. I was close behind. Even the narrator went along with the grandfather. About a dozen passengers were bunched together outside the washroom door. So, a lot of passengers were actually outside the washroom door. Anything wrong? Asked grandfather casually. So, grandfather wanted to, act as if he doesn't know what is happening. So, he just casually asked, anything wrong? We can't get into the toilet, said someone. There's a huge snake inside. So someone said, we are not able to go inside. The reason is there is a huge snake inside. Well, let me take a look, said grandfather. I know a lot about snake. So grandfather said, I will have a look because I know I have a good knowledge about snake. Let me see. The passengers made way for him and he entered the washroom to find the python curled up in the wash basin. So the passengers gave some way to grandfather. Grandfather went inside and he could see that inside the wash basin the python was curled. After its heavy meal, it had become thirsty. Okay, children. So now see, Python has eaten so many things from the tiffin basket. So definitely, even we eat something, we tend to, feel thirsty. So even Python was thirsty. So actually, Python came out of the tiffin basket. The reason was Python was thirsty and Python was in search of water. So he he was finding the lid of the tiffin basket easy to pry up, had set out in search of water. So Python was actually in search of water. Grandfather gathered up sleepy, overfed Python and stepped out of the washroom. So grandfather actually took the Python overfed because of course Python had eaten already a lot of things. He took Python from the washroom and the passengers hastily made way for him. All the passengers were actually giving way for him, so they let the grandfather take the Python along with him. Now let's see what happens next. Nothing to worry about, said grandfather cheerfully. It's just a harmless young python. So grandfather is actually convincing the passengers that okay, you don't have to worry about anything. Well, this is just a very harmless. This young python, it's not going to harm anyone. So it's a harmless young python. He has had his dinner already, so no one is in any danger. So don't worry, he's not going to eat any one of you because he already had his dinner. And he marched back to our compartment with the python in his arms. As soon as I was inside, he bolted the door. So as soon as the python grandfather came inside, he actually bolted the door. That means he closed the door of the compartment. Grandmother was sitting up on her berth. I knew you did do something foolish behind my back. She scolded. You told me you did got rid of the creature, and all the time you have been hiding it from me. So now grandmother was really angry and she scolded both of them. She said that means you were fooling me and behind me you had actually brought this creature along with you. So you were hiding so many things from me. So let's see what grandfather says. Well, grandfather tried to explain that we had nothing to do with it. So grandfather said, we have not done anything. But the python had smuggled itself into the tiffin basket. But python had only smuggled, that means python happily came inside the tiffin basket. But grandmother was unconvinced. Grandmother somehow didn't like it and she was not convinced that grandfather is saying the truth. What will Mabel do when she sees it? She cried despairingly. Now, over here, grandmother was actually worried now. She was losing hope. The reason is she was thinking that what Mabel will think if she sees Python. Okay, now let's see what happens. So now students, let us have a new character over here. Now narrator is actually introducing his aunt Mabel to us. So my aunt Mabel was a school teacher in Lucknow. She was going to share our new house and she was terrified of all reptiles, particularly snakes. That means Aunt Mabel was a school teacher in Lucknow and she was actually going to share her new house with grandmother, grandfather and the narrator, and she actually personally was very much terrified with the reptiles, particularly the snakes. So we won't let see her the python, said grandfather. Back it goes into the tiffin basket. So grandfather said, don't worry, and he kept the python inside the tiffin basket. and told grandmother that don't worry, she won't see the python. Now it was early morning. Early next morning, the train steamed into Lucknow. So train actually came to Lucknow next day morning. Aunt Mabel was on the platform to receive us. Aunt Mabel was actually waiting for them to receive. Uh, so grandfather let all the other passengers get off before he emerged from the compartment with Timothy on a chain. So grandfather thought it's better let the passengers go, and then he will be going along with Timothy. Timothy the tiger. Now I had chips in my pocket, suitcase in both hands. So narrator was holding two suitcases, one in right and one in left hand, and inside the pocket he had squirrel chips. Popeye stayed perched on grandmother's shoulder, eyeing the busy platform with considerable distrust. So Popeye was actually with grandmother only because he was grandmother's pet, and he was very comfortable with grandmother, and he was eyeing the platform, the busy platform. Have you seen the platform? Generally children, it's people come here, go there are a lot of passengers, a lot of vendors. So he was actually watching each and every one with considerable distrust means something cannot be relied on. So he actually definitely couldn't trust anyone right now, because he was very much comfortable with grandmother's and grandmother's shoulder. So Aunt Mabel, a lover of good food, immediately spotted a tiffin basket. Now Aunt Mabel was actually, she was a very foodie person. So the moment she saw the tiffin basket, she was really happy, and she picked it up and said, "It's not very heavy at all." So she picked up the tiffin basket. Now let's see what happens. I will carry it out to the taxi. I hope you have kept something for me. Now she picked up only the tiffin basket, and she said, I'm going to carry this till the taxi comes, and I hope you have kept something for me. And she was very eager to open the tiffin basket because she wanted to see whether they have kept something for me to eat. So, a whole chicken, I said. The narrator said, yes, whole chicken. We hardly ate anything, said grandfather. It's all yours, auntie, I added. So grandfather said, we hardly ate anything. Narrator said, oh, it's all yours, auntie. Now there is a twist. Now let's see what is going to happen, whether Aunt Mabel is going to open the basket, and what is going to happen if she looks at Python. Is she going to scream, and is she going to faint? Let us see what is going to happen next. So yes, children, this is part 2. We are going to end the part 2 over here, and we'll be continuing with part 3. So as you know, what you have to do is, after part 2 you have to continue with the worksheet. You have to fill the worksheet and send it across. And yes, you can continue this part 2 story with your parents and enjoy this wonderful journey till Lucknow. And let's meet again for the next session, that is part 3. So till that time, thank you very much. Take care. Bye bye.